Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. This is Monday Monk, I think 54. And I know it's a little late today. That's because I was busy doing something all day, but it's still Monday, which means I have not missed doing Monday Monk once a week for a year and a couple of weeks. So the streak is strong, people. The streak is strong. I want to say thank you for coming by today and spending a little time with me whenever you find me, whether it's Monday or not. And hey, hello, new subscribers. It's great to have you here. I hope you have some fun. And also, hello, subscribers who have been with me for a long time. I really appreciate you. Remember, this is one of the videos where if you leave some kind of a comment down below or an emoji or something like that, you will be in the running for the prizes that I'm giving away to celebrate my 1 year tubiversary. I don't know. Is it that? 1 year vidiversary? And I will be giving those prizes away in March. I am doing 5 weeks worth of videos. The first one was the last video that I did in, I think it was in January. That if you comment on that one, you're in the running for the prizes. And last week's, if you commented on that one, you're in for the prizes. And this week's, of course. And then I will do the last couple weeks. We have 2 weeks left in February or 1 week left, whatever. I will do all of February and then the prizes will be given away in March. So thank you for coming along. Here we are. We're going to do our regular stuff. How's writing going? First thing we always talk about, writing is going super good because I finished the Shame story. It's actually the Broken Magic story that I'm adding to the Broken Magic series. That will now be a 4-book series, and it will be coming out soonish. So yes, we will have a new book in that series. That's Seamus Flynn and Tara Conley. They're set in Portland, Oregon, where everybody can use magic, but it costs a price, and the price for using magic is pain. And Seamus Flynn is a death magic user, and Tara Conley is a life magic user, and they get into a lot of trouble. So, so yeah, check it out if you like urban fantasy. Well, you can't yet because it's not out yet, but once it comes out. So I'm very excited I got it done. I need to revise it. The first half of it needs to be revisioned. I mean, it's the right story. It's just when I started it, I'm like, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go this way or that way. And now I know which way I'm going to go because I already went there. I got to the end. So now I'm going to go back and revise it. And that will be off to copy editor here pretty soon. So that's great news about writing. I am currently messing around with an old novel that I never published, and I'm doing a revision on it, and I am enjoying myself. So that's unusual. I don't have a lot of novels that I haven't published, but this is one of them. And I'm messing around with it and doing a revision on it. And then next will be the hockey books, which I talk about, hockey and urban fantasy. That's the West Hill Magic series. That will be the next thing I'm working on. And I have other burners and other pots and other things going on, but that's enough for now on writing. Writing is going well. Thank you. So next we talk about knitting. This is maybe the fun part because we get to see if I've knit anything. Have I? So the reason why this video is late is because I spent the rest of today finishing off this giveaway for you people here on YouTube. And like I've said before, I have fewer followers here on YouTube, so it's a higher possibility that you might win one of the prizes here. And so this week's prize is another knit toy. Last week's prize is a little balloon animal dog, which you may have watched me very inexpertly twist it into a balloon animal dog shape. And whoever wins this balloon animal dog, knit balloon animal dog, I will send the instructions for how you make it into a dog, and in case you ever unwind it, so you won't be lost. Okay, so yeah, last week's prize was a balloon animal dog, and I thought I want to knit something for this week's prize, and I was deciding this last Monday, and that's important, and I'll tell you why. And so I picked a toy that I thought I could knit really quickly. Really quickly is a relative term. But I thought the toy was so cute, I wanted to knit it. So I did. I'm going to show it to you, and this will be one of the prizes. Your name will be in the hat for it. Oh, dear. Sorry about that. Are you ready? I got to make sure it looks good before I reveal. Okay, I think we're good. Hang on. Okay. This is a wolf. this little wolf, I think the pattern is called Hubble the Winter Wolf or something like that. He's a little wolf guy. He's got himself a beanie. Look at that. That's okay, right? So he's got cute little eyes. He's got this little beanie. He's very furry, which is great. Although, just for the record, I hate working with this yarn, people. It's fun fur. There's no fun in fun fur. Also, it's not actually fur, so there's no fur in fun fur either. But it's soft and it makes a good little wolfy chest. And he's got I don't know how to best show him. 4 little feet. How's he looking? And a little tail. And then his hat does come off if you ever want to have a wolf with no hat. You can also have a wolf with no hat. Oh, 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 oh. So this little guy will be given away as one of my prizes. He took a lot longer to knit than I expected. It was a complicated construction. Some knit toy patterns. Like, I've made my own patterns, but I really enjoy knitting other people's patterns because, one, it's already all the math is worked out for the knitting, but two, it's interesting to see how different people achieve toy shape. Like, there's different techniques to it. And this one was a little different technique and a little more complicated. And along with this not fun, not fur, it would also made it a little complicated. But I think he would be somebody's buddy and somebody would have a really good time having this little wolf guy, right? And I know this is 2 dogs that wasn't planned. Again, Monday, I wasn't really thinking clearly. Let's see if I can put this guy back here. Hold on just a sec. Okay, I got him set back there with the little balloon animal dog, and I think this whole time the balloon animal dog's been out of frame. I'm not sure, but I kind of reset it back there. So just to sum up, Knit Toy will be part of the giveaway, both of these knit toys and a copy of Wayward Souls with the finger reader holder thing, which if you haven't seen that, look at my 1 year Monday Monk for 1 year 52 video. It has that giveaway in it. Anyway, on Monday, we're going to just go into how things are going with Monkworld. I'm going to tell you, so sit back and get ready for a story here. So Monday, Sunday I made the video for last Monday, and I had said that I was making it a day early because Monday I was going to go to a campground in the local area, rented a cabin, and I was going to go get a lot of writing done. That was a big goal, partly because I wasn't able to make it to Rainforest Writers Retreat, which is up in Lake Quinault in the rainforest of Washington State. Terrific writers retreat, but I wasn't able to make it to that this year. So I thought I'll get out for a little while on my own, see what I can get done. So Monday I wake up and I'm feeling kind of drifty headed and sick. I actually caught a cold. I did test to make sure that it wasn't anything else. It was your just bog standard cold. It was sneezy and a little bit of coffee, but no sore throat, no aches and pains or anything like that, no fever, just a stupid head cold. So on the day that I'm going off on this writing retreat, right, I catch a cold. So something that you may not know about me is that I am an absolute zombie when I catch colds. I don't think straight. Like as soon as I get a cold, the brain is like, yeah, okay, you're on your own. So I was working on fewer cylinders than normal, and I thought, well, I'll pick a toy to knit, and I picked this very complicated toy, which took longer than what I thought to knit, but I wasn't thinking clearly, but still it turned out cute, so I'm happy about that. And I had luckily made a list of things I should pack before I go on my trip back before I had a cold. So all I had to do is make sure that I crossed off that list and put everything in my bags, and that was great. And so I did think about, should I really be driving with a cold if I'm that much of a zombie? But I felt like I didn't take any cold medicine while I was driving, and I'm like, I'll be okay. I feel clear enough that I can handle traffic and everything. I drive up, and I hadn't mentioned where I went, but I will tell you now. I went to Champoeg State Park, which I have never stayed overnight at. I've never tent camped or RV camped or anything there, and I got one of their cabins, and it was lovely. And I will do a little separate video, not at the end of this one because I didn't have time to do that today, but I will do a little separate video, and I expect it to pop up this week. And I'll take you with me on my little cabin stay so you can see what it looks like there at Champoeg. It's lovely. It was wonderful. Anyway, so I get up to the to the cabin, and the first thing is I can't find parking. Like all the parking spaces are open in front of the cabin and they're all labeled. Like I can see cabin 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I stayed in cabin 1, and cabin 2 has 2 parking spaces, cabin 3 has 2 parking spaces, and I'm like, that's so great. Like I love that they have an extra spot for the cabin, so you could have 2 cars there. So I'm thinking I must have missed it on the way in. And if you haven't ever been to a state park, they have one-way arrows, the way you're supposed to go when you're at the at the campground. And I had already gone around the campground twice, and I felt like kind of a complete dork that everybody was going to be staring out the window like, why is that woman just doing just driving laps around the campground? So I thought I need to look over behind me to see if maybe I missed the parking behind me, which didn't make sense because the cabin was ahead of me. Like I said, I had a cold. So I thought, well, it's going against the arrows, but there's nobody here. It's Monday. It's winter. There was nobody in the cabin next to me. Well, actually, there was somebody in the cabin next to me, but none of the other cabins. So like, it was nearly empty. I thought nobody's going to care. It's middle of the day. I'll just go the wrong way for a very short amount of time and get into that parking area. So I did. I went the wrong way into the parking area and looked over there, and my cabin parking wasn't there, which makes sense because my cabin was forward and I had gone backward, and it doesn't make any sense to put parking further away from the cabin, right? So then I went back to where I was and parked in cabin 2, and I thought, well, it's not that far of a walk over to cabin 1. I'll unload and then I'll figure out where I need to move the car. And so I get out of the car and I've got my arm full of stuff. And the camp host, who's off duty in an RV just across from the parking areas, she comes out, the lady comes out, nice lady, but she comes out and she's like, are you lost? And I'm like, well, I mean, I know I'm in Champuy. I know where the cabin is. I said, I just don't know where I'm supposed to park. I'm in cabin 1. She goes, you're in the wrong parking space. I'm like, yes, I'm in cabin 2 parking space. She's like, you're in cabin 2 parking space. I'm like, I know, I would like to not be there. Where should I be? And she's like, well, you have to go. This cracks me up. She's like, you have to go this way around. You have to go this way around here, around this way. Like, and pointing out that I had not followed the arrows and she must have been watching me. Go around here, and the parking's on the other side of this hedge. I'm like, I was over there and I didn't see it. And she goes, oh, everybody misses it. And I'm like, well, that would have been useful to know. So I reloaded what was in my arms into the vehicle, my car, and just went, I mean, it was like just yards away really, but parked. So I got to the right place, which was good. I got to the right parking space. Then off I go into the cabin, and it's getting late now because I had packed all of my bags, but it had taken me most of the day to do that because I was running really slow, slow zombie pace. So I get to the cabin and I get in it, and I get everything set up. I get my extra table set up so I can put my food on it and stuff like that, my water. And then I set up the little table that they had there with chairs, get my laptop out. I'm all ready to go. And I sit down and I open up my laptop. I'm like, ooh, not really any wireless here. A little bit of cell, 1 bar, very little cell. I'm like, okay, so we'll just open up the manuscript. I'm feeling a little tired. It's not late, but it's evening and I'm not feeling well. So I was like, maybe I'll just poke at it a little, then go to bed and then try to do better in the morning. Maybe I'll be feeling better in the morning. I open up my laptop and realize I have forgotten all of my manuscripts. I don't have a single book or story or anything with me. And I'm like, well, I know I keep them in the cloud in the backup, but I have no wireless and I can't get my phone to work as a hotspot. So I can't download any of my files either. And I had saved them to a thumb drive thinking, don't forget your thumb drive, Monk, because it's got all your stuff on it. Forgot the thumb drive. So I call my husband and I'm like, hey, honey, who's at home? I'm going to be coming back because I forgot my thumb drive. And he's like, well, I'm here. Could I bring it up to you? And the nice thing about Champuy Park is it's only about a 30-minute drive from our house. Whereas if I'd gone to the rainforest retreat and forgotten my thumb drive and had no cell service, that's like a 4 or 5 hour drive from my house. So that would have been a little more distressing. So I told him, oh no, I think I'll just keep working on the hotspot. Maybe I can make it work. I could not make it work. So he was an absolute sweetheart, and he drove the thumb drive up to me, and he got to see the cabin too, because he had never seen the inside of the cabin either. And I figured out how to turn my phone into a hotspot, but because there was so little cell in the cabin, cell service, I got 1 bar. If I pressed it against a window, I could get 2 bars. They look like these tiny little nubs. I mean, they're not even bars, they're dots at this point. My hotspot solution was some rubber bands wrapped around my cell phone and sort of hanging sideways with the charger in the bottom to lock it into the thing that opened and closed the windows. But I got 2 bars when I did that, which gave me like not very much internet, like turtle internet. But I got turtle internet. I had eaten a cold dinner the first night because you're not allowed to cook in the cabins. There's no running water. And so I thought I'll just pack leftovers and eat a cold dinner. And I did. And then the next night, though, I'm not feeling great. So I'm like, I would like some soup. So I thought, well, I'll get the soup heated up on the picnic table, which was just outside of the door, but not too much in the rain. So I did that. Got the soup on my little hot plate. They had an outside extension cord, which was nice, so I could plug into that. And I just took a little 1 burner. I didn't want to make a fire. They had a fire pit and all that, but I could not be trusted with fire. So I stick a pot on there, heat up my soup, and it has chunks of vegetables in it. I'm really looking forward to it. I bring it into the cabin and I realize I packed no spoon. So then I'm like, well, what can I eat this with? I have a choice of a paring knife. I don't even know why I packed a paring knife. There was nothing to cut, but I packed a paring knife or a spatula with holes in it, like a cooking spatula, a flat spatula with holes. Yeah, that was what we used, folks. A flat spatula with holes. So I'm like dipping it in the soup and going off of the just a little tiny, skim of soup that it gets. I ate my soup that way, and I thought, this is just don't let me pack when I have a cold. It doesn't go well. But the good thing is I did get through the shame book, and one of the days it cleared up beautifully, and so I went for a walk. It was lovely. That's part of what you'll get to see. And it was very quiet there. I can imagine the campground would be packed in the summertime, but in the wintertime it was very quiet and lovely. I got not as many words written as I would have wanted, but more than I would have done at home, because at home I would have just curled up in bed with my cold and done nothing. So up here I felt like, well, even though you have a cold, you need to do something. So I did get something done. So was the writing retreat successful? I mean, yes, it was. For a couple of reasons. I got to stay up at that cabin at Champuy, and I enjoyed that. I got to experience that park a little more, that state park. It's lovely. I absolutely recommend it. So I did enjoy the stay, as in the experience. Wish I would have gotten a little more writing done. Wish I would have packed a spoon. Yeah. But other than that, it was a good trip, and I am home and feeling so much better. I feel good now. And I want to thank you for coming along on this Monday Monk. I hope you will tune in next week. I have gone on too long this time. But I just wanted to fill you in a little bit on that cabin situation. We have been working on the RV a little more, and I will start putting up videos about that, our RV remodels that we've been doing. Not yet, haven't gotten to it yet, but do be expecting those relatively soon. And in the meantime, I hope you are having a lovely February so far. We are expecting possible snow, which we just found out about like a couple days ago. So we'll see if we actually get snow or not. This is not unusual. We often get snow in February or March, and it won't stay very long. It shouldn't stay very long. We had an ice storm one year that was not great. So hopefully we'll just get a little snow and call it good. And wherever you are, I hope you're staying warm or staying cool and having a very good week. Until next time. Bye for now.